With Jurgen Klopp leaving Liverpool.
I will leave the club at the end of the season.
No! No! No!
We are here to rebuild them. They was going for the quadruple, and all they got was a Carabao Cup. Now, the quadruple had very big question marks on them. It was obviously the Carabao Cup in which they won. That was the only trophy they won. They were going for the Premier League, which they absolutely choked. They were the biggest chokers of the Premier League this season. They was going for the FA Cup. They lost throughout that. And then obviously the Europa League, which they were probably favorites alongside Bayer Leverkusen. They got knocked out to Atalanta in the quarterfinals. So what was turning out to be a beautiful end-off for and a beautiful send-off for Jurgen Klopp turned out to be quite the disaster of a send-off for their standards. Now looking at this team, there is a couple of positions that I automatically want to improve. Now this is at least going to take 2 seasons, and I'm hoping only 2 seasons as well. Luis Diaz, he's on the chopping block. Endo, he's on the chopping block. McAllister, he's on the chopping block. Konate, he's on the chopping block. Trent, as a right back, is on the chopping block. We might be transitioning him into that midfield. Darwin Núñez is also on the transfer block. We have 156 million to start this off, but we are going to get some money by selling some of these horrible players. We needed a new striker, so we go ahead and bring one in. This one from Newcastle. Now, he's actually heavily linked staying at Newcastle, and also heavily linked going to Arsenal. And he does the smallest links of him coming over to Liverpool in the real life era. So we are going to go ahead and bring him into Liverpool. Now, obviously, they won't let him go in real life for anything really under 100 million. Obviously, in game, it's a lot cheaper than that. It's around 52. It's actually half of that, pretty much. It's half of that market value. We bring him in for 52. Actually, we don't bring him in for 52. We bring him in for 23 million or 28 million plus Cody Gakpo. So we get a little bit of a discount there. And welcome to the club, Alexander Isak. He's going to be our striker for probably the whole rebuild. We need some more midfield presence, so we go bring in a very good player from the Italian leagues. Coop Miners will go ahead and join for Endo plus, what was it, 17, 18 million added on top of that. Endo obviously he's decent in real life. He actually had a good very first half of the season, and then I don't know if he got hurt or if he was just absolutely dog shit. It was one of the two. So yeah, those are the 2 signings we have made for so far, Isak and Coop Miners. I completely skipped past it, but Vinicius Jr., probably the most unrealistic signing of this rebuild. This obviously won't happen in real life at all, but we go ahead and pick him up for 193 million. That is the last signing we are going to make of this first season rebuild here. So we're going to go ahead and put these players into the lineup and fix it up. And so this is the best 11 here for this season. We have Alisson in net. We have Trent as right back. We have Konate at center back. We have Van Dijk at center back. We have Robertson at left back. Coop Miners is the only change in the midfield trio. And then we have Mohamed Salah, Alexander Isak, and Vinicius Jr. as our left winger. This one is obviously the most unrealistic. The other 2 that we did sign are actually very realistic and probably will happen. Honestly, Coop Miners probably might happen more than Isak, but definitely possibility for those 2 to definitely happen. We are going to go ahead and simulate now to the end of the year, and hopefully not really in a title race. Obviously, we want to win Champions League. That's kind of the key part for every rebuild is winning the Champions League. We can't do it in the first season because the boys were so bad last season. They only finished in Europa League. So we gotta at least get in Champions League this season via the league or via Europa League. So we'll see what happens at the end of the season. End of the season and Liverpool won the league. They couldn't do this in real life, but they did it here on the game. They out Manchester City and they out Arsenal and finished first in the league. By dominating the league as well. They won 30 games, only losing 5. Where did they finish? Actually, no, before that, when I quick simmed, I simmed to the final day, and you wouldn't believe who was in the FA Cup final. It was Liverpool, but you wouldn't believe who they played. They played Coventry City.
What?
They got absolutely smoked by Liverpool, but Coventry City made the FA Cup final. Let's go and see where their run started. Did their run In the Carabao Cup, who won that one? It was Arsenal. So Arsenal got the Carabao Cup. The Champions League, the final is Arsenal and Barcelona. So that's interesting. And then the Europa League final, Inter Milan take down PSG in the Europa League semifinals. Where did Liverpool finished first. So they skipped out the preliminary rounds, straight into the round of 16. They got knocked out to Manchester United 4-2 on aggregate. But it doesn't matter. We are in the Champions League for next season. Let's go see who's the best player on the team. Who had the most goals? Was it Vinicius Jr.? No, it was Mohamed Salah. But Vinicius Jr., 21 goals, 10 assists. Isak didn't play too many because Darwin Nunez is still here, so he must go. Next season, he is out of here. Let's get to that second season. And we start the second season off with a possibly controversial take here. We are going to swap out Dominic Soboslai with Kai Havertz. Now, it might not make any sense, but Kai Havertz is an absolute machine on this game, especially his left foot. It's an absolute beaut. And I like him better than Dominic Soboslai, especially on simulations. So here it is. Welcome to the club, Kai Havertz. While with Van Dijk getting older, we bring in somebody younger to possibly replace him down the line. But for now, he will replace Konate, hopefully, in that starting 11. We bring in Matthias de Ligt from Bayern Munich. He will join the squad for $93 million, a very expensive player to be a backup player, at least for now. Backup to Virgil van Dijk, but possibly a starter for Konate for now. And welcome to the club. And this team is insane. This team might win Champions League on the first time of asking. $95 million for him. And he is gone. Darwin Nunez has been sold for $70 million to Arsenal. We have Diego Jota as a backup striker, but he's also a backup winger, so we might have to bring somebody else in for him. We could have got $30 million more. I disagree completely. Now here's our Champions League group. We are paired along Real Madrid, so Vinicius Jr. will be taking on his former clubs, Fenerbahce and Salzburg. So a very easy group for us. We'll get to January. We'll check it out. We'll see whether or not they actually choke or not. Hopefully they don't. They shouldn't, and then we'll go from there. But Liverpool go ahead and finish second in their group. Real Madrid best them by winning 5 games out of the 6. They are finishing on 16 points, 6 points better than us. We are facing off against Juventus in the round of 16 of the Champions League. As far as the league goes, we are currently sitting in second. However, we do have a game in hand, which is against Everton, which could put us top of the table. First leg up here. And the boys are taking on Juventus at Anfield. It's a 1-1 draw. Havertz might have called me a madman. I called myself a madman. But Havertz scores for Liverpool. And we go into the second leg all square. Now, before we get into the second leg here, that Brighton game, which is a cup game, that was a Carabao Cup final. So we go ahead and win the Carabao Cup there. Can we add to it here now and take down Juventus? Second leg here, unchanged starting 11 against them. And we win 2-1 on the game, 3-2 on aggregate. Vlahovic with the 76-minute consolation goal, but a chance for them to actually equalize and come back into the game. But Salah and Vinicius Jr.'s goal as the wingers get the job done. Quarterfinals of the Champions League, we have Bayern Munich versus Tottenham. We have Inter versus Real Madrid. PSG versus RB Leipzig. And then Liverpool versus Arsenal. So we have Arsenal up in the Champions League. It's a home game up first once again, and Van Dijk's down to 87. So de Ligt for sure. If we go to that second or that third season, which it looks like we might, especially after this game, we lose 2-0. Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard on the score sheet there. Second leg up. Havertz a little bit tired. De Ligt a little bit tired. But we are going to sim it for the biscuit. We win 3-0. Complete dominance out of Havertz. Isak and Mohamed Salah. Havertz getting it done against his old club. Mohamed Salah getting it done. And Isak getting it done against possibly his future club in real life. But we move on after a 3-0 comeback. And RB Leipzig knock off PSG. Wow. And talking about that, we get RB Leipzig in the semifinals of the Champions League. They took down PSG. Can they take down Liverpool? First leg, it's away from home, and the answer is probably no. Isak and de Ligt with the goals there. A 2-0 win. Second leg here against RB Leipzig. We have a 2-0 advantage, and we tie the second leg 1-1, which means the boys, Liverpool, are in the Champions League final. They will be taking on, will we know, Manchester City? No, Real Madrid or Bayern Munich, and it's going to be Real Madrid. Real Madrid move on 2-1 on Nugget. Why is that Bayern logo so big? Holy cow. But Liverpool versus Real Madrid in the Champions League final. It's Real Madrid in the Champions League final. They have a back four of Fran Garcia, Rudiger, Militao, Marvin, and Courtois as a keeper. They have a midfield four of Tchouaméni, Valverde, Modric, and Bellingham. And then a front two of Rodrigo and Latasa. Latasa is the one to replace Vinicius Jr. in that striker role. They have Brahim, Alba, I should say, Cruz, Nacho, Immobile. He's the one to actually replace him in that striker position. But that's their team. This is our team. We have Vinicius Jr., Isak, Mohamed Salah, Havertz, Koopmeiners, McAllister, Robertson, Van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold. No De Ligt. He's injured. So Mr. Konate is going to have to come in for him. And where is Kwanzaa? Is Kwanzaa still at the club? Kwanzaa is still at the club here. So Kwanzaa will be on the bench. That is the starting 11 to get the job done, hopefully, against Real Madrid here. Vinicius Jr. versus his old club at the San Siro. Let's jump straight into it. Here we go. The Champions League final. I had a feeling I might be here in that second season, and boy, were we. And I think it's a big thanks to this man all the way on this side. Not Robertson, but the Vinicius Jr. signing. The massive pickup to start the season off. Alexander Isak, he's been the main striker this season. Obviously, Mohamed Salah still doing great things. Probably falling off a little bit now that he's getting older. So is Virgil van Dijk. He's falling off since he's getting a little bit older. He's already down a rating or two. Koopmeiners in that midfield just holding it down a lot better than what Endo could. And then obviously Trent being the assist man. As Isak is in behind, and Isak is saved, but Isak on the rebound is also saved. Courtois having the game of his life. Into Rodrigo. Rodrigo to Marvin. Marvin in towards Bellingham, and Jude Bellingham now against Virgil van Dijk. He gets past Virgil, and Jude Bellingham is in behind, and Jude Bellingham gets past Alisson, and Real Madrid have the lead. 12 minutes in, and Jude Bellingham, the Englishman, doing it for Real Madrid. McAllister into Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. now against your former defender. Vinicius Jr. gets past Militao. Can he get past Courtois? Yes, he can. And Vinicius Jr. will level things up here. He'll score for Liverpool. He'll show respect to his former club. But it's one apiece here in the Champions League final. Virgil is playing that midfield role, that midfield high block. It's Mohamed Salah. It's out wide for Vinicius. Vinicius now. Why did Kai Havertz stop the run? Because he was offside. The shot saved by Courtois. Valverde now in towards Eder Militao. We're right before halftime. They might have one more chance if they can keep the ball up the field. It's Marvin. It's into Valverde. You got to go forward. You did not go forward, and we go halftime. 1-1 here. Vinicius Jr. for Liverpool. Jude Bellingham for Real Madrid. So really, Real Madrid doing it all. Because we got a former Real Madrid, and we got a current Real Madrid player scoring the goals. Legend for legend. Kai Havertz now on the ball. It's Kai Havertz. Can he create something? He has Vinicius Jr. with him. He's just going to send the ball up the field. Vinicius Jr. is going to use his pace. He's going to get past Tchouaméni. Vinicius against Courtois. And Vinicius will come out on top. It's a brace for Vinicius. It's Liverpool with the lead. It's 2-1. Kai Havertz with the assist. Vinicius Jr. with the finish. Rodrigo now. Rodrigo into Marvin. Marvin. Virgil van Dijk's out of position. Konate has to make up for it. He does, and then he gives the ball right away. So he makes a good decision and then makes a terrible one, and it might spill, but McAllister is back, and McAllister will flop his clearance. And Rodrigo now. Alisson with the save. It's out for a corner. It's now Vinicius Jr. in towards Alexander Isak, and Alexander Isak a heavy touch away. This could put the game to bed. Alexander Isak! 3-1 for Liverpool. And that might just do it. Liverpool might just have won the Champions League with that finish. Immobile, this is for a consolation goal. Whatever happens does not matter. Liverpool are your Champions League winners here in Italy. We take down Real Madrid. A Vinicius Jr. brace was enough to do it. A cherry on top for Isak to put the game away and too far from reach for Real Madrid. And then the second season, we win the Champions League. The first season without Jurgen Klopp. We are your Champions League winners. And of course, it's Virgil to lift the trophy. Liverpool, Champions League winners. Virgil van Dijk lifts the trophy. And we are your champions of European football. In his second full season here at the club, Vinicius Jr. is your top goal scorer with 35 goals. Isak had 29 goals. Salah had 26 goals, and Kai Havertz. Y'all call me. I don't know if y'all call me a madman. I don't know if y'all watch this, but Kai Havertz. I called myself a madman for doing this. 21 goals out of him. We are your Champions League winners. We win the Premier League back-to-back seasons, by the way. We won the FA Cup. We won the FA Cup again. We won the Carabao Cup this season. We've done it all. Until then, live, like, and subscribe.